Hi everyone, welcome back to another scrapbook layout video and thank you for joining me again today. Now this is the layout I was mentioning. I am going off a page maps sketch. I think I mentioned that a couple videos ago, but anyways, this was from December 2020 and I had this single photo, so I thought this sketch would work because I wanted to use bigger chunks of this paper, and I am scrapbooking a 5x7 photo, just so you know. Again, I love how this collection works with Disneyland photos. So this is a picture of us. When we went in 2012, my thought was, and what I'm going to do for that album, which I haven't done yet, and you will see me work on in the future, is at the beginning of, instead of going like picture to picture in chronological order as to what we wrote, I decided, because I did that back in 2008 and I got tired of scrapbooking Disney, if you can believe it. But so then I decided to do like a page, like a map page. And again, I haven't done these yet, so you will see me do these in the future. I don't exactly know when. But for Adventureland, I'm going to cut apart a map, and it's going to be kind of like the same thing that this layout is basically going to be. And what it is it's going to be the first layout, and then everything we did in Adventureland, no matter what the day, is going to come behind these photos, and then it'll go, Tomorrowland, and so on and so forth. I'm going to kind of do it in order, like a counterclockwise way around the map, like Tomorrowland, then Fantasyland, that kind of way. But I'm not worried about that right now until I go to put the album together. But so that was my plan for 2012, was just to use the park maps. And I know they're not acid free. I'm not worried about that. If that's something that bothers you, I think there's things you can do to make them acid free, but I am going to use part of the map on this page as well. But again, I'm not worried about the acid free part. So for this layout, same thing, only this time at Disneyland, I thought, hey, let's take our picture, like a selfie, in front of all the signs. So this is the entrance to Adventureland, and you can see the sign in the background of that photo. So this is going to be my first page in this album, and all the things we did, so like Indiana Jones and the Jungle Cruise and the Tiki Room, all those layouts will come after this. So it didn't matter what day I took these photos on, or what day we took the photos in front of any of. Sometimes it depended on where the sun was, to be completely honest, because if the sun was in our eyes, it wasn't a very good photo. So that is what, and when I'm completely done with like the 2012 or even this album, which it'll probably be a very long time, but I don't mind doing a walkthrough if I'm still making videos then. So that is my thought. And if you have Disney photos and you are looking for how to scrapbook them too, or if you're planning a trip there, that's just an idea. Take your picture in front. Well, I love the idea of the 2012 map ones. I'm really excited about us actually being in front of the signs. So one thing that does throw me off, and you can see again, this paper just is perfect for for these type of photos. If you like Disneyland, this is a great collection to have. So where was I going? Oh, my biggest problem with this was the sign Adventureland. I wanted to add that as a title so that you kind of really picked up on, it was where we were. This is what's coming in this album. This is the place. But I struggled. I tried this adventure. I really like how this card looks. I love the colors of it. It goes really well there. But I didn't know how to add the word land next to it. And I didn't want to just leave it the title in the photo. So I'm putting my title to the side for right now, and I decided to get out a map. And this is a map that every time I've gone, I've taken quite a few of the maps so that I could use them on my scrapbook layouts. I'm cutting it apart because on this layout, all I want is Adventureland. And then if you know, on the maps, there's also the list of the rides and things, whatever you can find in Adventureland or in, whatever land you're in. So that is what I'm cutting now. And here's my little friend trying. He has now decided the only time he wants anything to do with me is when I'm scrapbooking. So he's kind of been driving me a little nuts, to be honest with you, because I can't scrapbook without him there now. knock on wood, surprisingly today I've finished a layout and he hasn't been here, so knock on wood. Anyways, I take that map piece. Again, it is not acid free and I don't care, but now I have the small part of Adventureland with all the little numbers. And I wonder if you could even take a screenshot with your phone, maybe of like wait times, something like that would be kind of fun. So they have an app if you don't know, if it's been a while since you've been to Disneyland and you're planning to go, those are just things you can do. It was actually interesting on the app, you can see where you are in the park. And I looked at it while we were on, I think we were in line for Indiana Jones, and we actually show up underneath the Jungle Cruise. It was kind of interesting to see how actually Disneyland works. I mean, you don't really see behind the scenes, but you get what I'm saying. So take screenshots of different things on the app, and you can use those, scrapbook those photos. Now I am, mounting the entire layout, and this one, honestly, I wanted to save that blue paper because it really goes well with a lot of things in this collection. And I did. I cut that way too small. I gutted it way too small. It works. It fits the entire layout, but gluing it down, you can see I kind of get it stuck here and I just wasn't really prepared. So be a little careful there. It does, I'm not sure if it's really ends up being all that crooked. I think it is in a little part of it, but I'm not worried about it. And here I'm just trimming off a little bit of adhesive that was like going off the layout. Because I knew that I had gutted it so small, I put the adhesive, the double-sided adhesive, really close to the edge of the layout. So, but I am glad that I gutted it and I got a good chunk out of it. So if you're good at gutting, great. This was a little bit too much for me. Usually I leave about an inch, but I really wanted to keep some of that paper. Now, because some of the adhesive is showing, because again, I gutted it so small, I'm going to go ahead and just add some washi tape. I recently found this washi tape. I do not know where it's from. I want to say a Halloween collection, maybe by Close to My Heart, maybe? I don't know. Who cares? Anyways, I'm covering it up with some washi tapes. It makes sliding your layouts when you've got them in and out of page protectors a little easier as well. So now I did print. I found online a print and cut file of the Adventureland, but it was like this yellowish color and I'm not very good with the Cricut, so I didn't know how to do it, and I couldn't find one and didn't really want to. I found one, but that you could just, kind of use as a cut file and just use the letters, but I didn't really like the look of it either, and so I just said, whatever. So I did decide that I'm just going to go ahead and do the title. So I pulled out some of the letter stickers. You might recognize these. I've tried to use these a couple times. I have all the letters for this. Some of them, except the letter L, which I'm not cutting at this point because I wasn't really sure what I wanted, if this was 100% the one I wanted to use for this layout. So then I pulled out this alphabet set, and there's not a whole lot of this left either. So again, I'm using some of this stuff up. Now this is an old, I want to say it's a thicker, but it is like corrugated, or, if you were to have a crimper, you could cut out your own letters and make them with a crimper. But these are just, I mean, you can see they don't even want to come off the sheet. I think I have all but maybe one E or two E's. No, I had one E, and so I needed another one, which I just used the F and cut off I used two F's and I cut off an extra part of one of the F's to use for it. Now I'm just spelling them out before I lay it down because these are still rather sticky. I do add extra adhesive behind them just to be sure, but these are rather sticky. So I'm using my little thicker alignment tool there. And I really like the color of this alphabet better. I like the other alphabet. It would have worked just as fine, but I felt like this color kind of stood out a little bit more. And it kind of went more with that sign there, the Adventureland sign that's in the picture. So I'm just finishing, just making sure that I have all the letters and that they're going to look good. That was when I took a moment and I did glue them all down with some wet adhesive as well. And here I'm just taking my ink blender brush, and I didn't add any more ink to it. And I'm just kind of dabbing a little bit on there so that it'll make the letters a little bit more, a little darker maybe, and a little maybe kind of grungy-ish. So that was what I was doing with my blender tool. And I'm sorry, my voice is crackly or croaking. I haven't done voiceovers in a while, and I think it's obvious. I had to stop and take a drink of water. That's pretty funny. Now I'm playing with the two little pieces, and you can see there, I was trying to debate what I wanted to put them on, where I wanted them to go on the layout. They're kind of flimsy, and I wanted them to have a little bit more kind of, I wanted them to be thicker. Not that it will really make a difference when it's in the layout, but I felt like it could use a little bit of thickness. I did try that one ephemera piece that had the scallop edges, but I decided that was just, I don't know, I didn't want to use it. So I had this scrap, and in between the letters of the word wild, I went ahead and mounted it. So it's just got the thinnest green border, and you don't even really know, but it does kind of give that picture or that piece of the map a little bit of a border, and it just, a little bit more color. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I decided I needed to do the same thing. Sorry, let me start that again. So this is the Adventureland, the list of the rides. The only thing I wish that I wasn't really sure, and I may go back and I may not. I probably won't with this layout, and I don't know if I'll do it with future layouts. When you go to each land, you don't always necessarily ride. At least we didn't ride every single ride. So I was thinking, we did in Adventureland, all the rides that are on there, we did do. So I was thinking I could take, like, I don't know, enamel dots or something small to mark beside on that little map piece what rides we did ride. Now, like I said, in this one, I didn't do it because, although it does have the restaurant or something on there, so it does have a couple other things. But since we had ridden them all, and when you see after the layout, after I get a little ways more into the layout, I just wasn't sure how to mark them. Now I'm thinking maybe I do have some clear, like either confetti pieces or little stars. I might go back and look and just add like I think that was the other thing, but if I used a clear one, I think it would work. I didn't want to cover up the numbers of the rides, which I don't know why, but it says here, Indiana Jones is number 37 or whatever it is. And then on the map, there's a 37. So I think I was also thinking that I didn't want. What I really wished I had was some really tiny check mark wood veneer. If I would have had that, it would have been great, but I don't. So I'll just have to think about it. If you have any ideas, you can let me know below. I'm thinking maybe if I go back, I could even add like a clear Nuvo drop over it because it dries clear and you'd still be able to see the number, or little tiny arrows, maybe little tiny. Oh, I don't know if I'd like the arrows. I don't know. Leave your comment below and let me know what you think of marking off which rides we went on. So you can see I added that border there. I do not believe that was part of this sketch, but I really wanted like something for everything to sit on, and it just adds a little something to the layout. I cut that one border down to fit. And then again, these pieces here, these stickers, just really go really well with the theme of this page. And so this is like a little pot, like their little pottery that they, do and made, and you could even put flames in it. That'd be cool. I know at the sides of the Adventureland, there's like the torches with the flames. So if you wanted to cut up your own flames, that'd be cool if they actually gave you flames to go in that. But there's some like leaves. I use a lot of the leaves in the different colors. You can see there's like masks that kind of look like the Adventureland, the above the word on the sign in the picture. So I think I add one of those on there. Again, at this point, there was a lot of animal pictures left. I still have more pictures of the Jungle Cruise that I will probably save those for. And then whatever I don't use, I will end up probably just, doing a zoo page or something with, because I really like this collection. But I am going to do more. I did put this collection away after this layout because I got my new Doodlebug Hippity Hoppity Easter collection in the mail. And so you guys know me, I've been waiting for it. It's so cute. I'm actually finishing up my first layout with it, and I have to tell you, I really had fun with this layout. I hope you guys enjoy it too. It's a little bit longer of a process, but it's definitely worth it. So again, I'm just adding a few of the stickers around. I don't add too much more to this page. I thought about also journaling which rides we went on, like making a list, but I thought that would be kind of repetitive having the map with the things on there. So maybe you could let me know if you think that would be good, just to maybe I could write them in journaling strips and then put like the number of stars, like how many stars, like 4 out of 5 stars. Or we went on the Indiana Jones ride and I was a little disappointed because the part where one of the best parts, I guess I won't say anything about the ride because in case you haven't been on it, but there's one of the best parts didn't work. It kind of broke down. And so I was really bummed about that because it was my youngest one's first time on that ride. So we are already making plans. I'm ready to go back and do it all again. And I told my husband it can be my like gift to myself for being quarantined and stuck at home for so long. And he's okay with it. So we are going to make plans and go again as soon as, we can. It won't be obviously this year anytime, but hopefully soon. Anyways, so I added that red heart as well. That kind of brought up the red from the border. And hearts can go on any layout. It doesn't really matter at all. I did add another one of those little pottery pots up by the A, and I love that. I'm trying to think now because I kind of want something to go underneath the A and the pot that's up there. I really wanted to add something up there, but I couldn't think of anything. So again, take a look at their ephemera packaging. It's not shiny. It's like this nice thick cardboard weight. And I'm going to trim another pieces down. And so far I've used just about as many from this sheet that I cut apart myself as I have the pieces of actual ephemera. So again, the same one that I used in the tiki room, it says I love my tribe. I thought this was another photo that's really good to go with it. So I'm going to put that on some foam tape, I believe, and I'm just trimming it out. And look, it's so tiny that it just makes the perfect little embellishment. You do have to fussy cut them a little bit. It just takes a moment or two, and if you don't want to if you had a punch, I don't have any oval punches, so that wouldn't even been a thing, but you could always punch them out with something if you wanted to use a punch or a die cut, something like that. Now I'm gluing that down, and that really helps fill in that area a little bit. So I was happier with that cluster afterwards. And then some of these things I did use on the layout of the tiki room, but I don't care. Nobody's going to even care when the layout's done. So I'm not worried about that at all. I think I do go back and add, I'm playing around because now I feel like the right cluster, the one I'm kind of playing around with now, I felt like that needed a little something more because the rest of the clusters all got something, has the little thing that just it needed. This sticker, I think it said wild monkey, and I'm going to try it. I cut off the word because obviously I don't want the word monkey. And then I just trimmed it out, but because it has the blue outlines, I wasn't really liking it. But then so I was left with, oh, maybe it's a silly. I don't remember what the word says, but whatever that last word was, I got rid of the monkey and just cut it out, and it looks like a white word strip. So that works just as well. And then this piece here is the back side of that blue paper, and this was a scrap from the other layout. So I thought I would try trimming out one of these symbol shapes. I don't really know what you would call those as well, and I added it to this cluster up at the top. And again, so just look at your ephemera and the backs of your papers. And then this is the layout that I did add the wood enamel shape. So you can see there, I don't even know if they sell those anymore, but I also added a couple wood veneer. So, all right, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys like this layout, and I will talk to you guys next time. Let me know what you think. All right, bye.